get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Arrests in the Loop Jewel Heist. ABC's Tom Sophie Borage.
Police swooping in multiple locations in and near Paris overnight, arresting 5 more people, including prosecutors believe one more of the gang of 4 robbers seen during that daylight heist of some of France's crown jewels here at the Loop. Now, the suspect arrested overnight, tracked by investigators for some time, according to prosecutors. Their investigation accelerating, they say, as they get more leads from suspects' phones.
The location of the stolen jewels remains a mystery. The first-grade teacher in Virginia, shot by her student back in 2023, took the stand today in her lawsuit against the school, claiming the school officials ignored warnings. ABC's Andrew Dimber.
She is seeking $40 million after she was shot by the 6-year-old, naming the assistant principal in this lawsuit, Ebony Parker, claiming that Ms. Parker ignored multiple warnings that this child may have had a gun in his backpack hours before the shooting. The child's mother, meanwhile, Deja Taylor, has already been sentenced to 2 years in prison on charges related to this shooting.
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been moved to a federal prison in New Jersey to serve out the remainder of his prison sentence for his prostitution-related charges. Sources say Combs will not be housed in the prison's general population, but in a special drug program unit while he continues appealing his sentence. Wildlife officials in the Alameda neighborhood of Portland, Oregon, are warning residents to be on the alert for a coyote after it bit a 9-year-old child last week. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's time for Pigskin Preview. Coaches, players, fans, and experts. You get them all right here on Pigskin Preview. Powered by State Farm agents John Wright and Drew Mormon. On 1340 WJOL.
And good evening and welcome. It is, ladies and gentlemen, it is playoff time. Can you believe that? It is playoff time. Welcome to the Week 10 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Hello to everybody listening on the Odyssey app, watching on YouTube, watching us stream this thing live, and great to have you here. Kind of missed you. I missed you. So hopefully some of you saw me on playoff pairing night, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you. Kind of, Joe. Not like we talk to people here, but no, got to do what we do. And Joe, I think, was at a big vat of something. I don't know what Joe was doing Saturday night.
I was down in the bunker.
But glad to have you aboard. We are going to talk IHSA football for the next 2 hours live. You're more than welcome to join us. We've got brackets. We'll talk about any class you want. Just call up, let us know. We're more than happy to break down or talk about whatever you want us to talk about. Joe?
Yes, sir.
Welcome aboard. That is the one, the only Joe Crash Rodriguero joining us. Welcome aboard.
Hello, sir. Hello, Donovan.
Donovan spinning the dials, and we appreciate him being here this evening. This edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by our State Farm agents, John Wright in Joliet and Drew Mormon in Lamont. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
By the way, Drew Mormon and his ladies in the office had like a soup day the other day.
Oh, really?
I'm expecting an invite the next soup day. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Looked really good. There was like one lady made like a lasagna soup. It looked really good. So, hey, so there you go. All right. Broadcast schedule is as follows. Friday, 6:05. Friday Night Lights. I'm going to guess 7, probably on that show. 7 o'clock, Class 8A, Stevenson at Lincoln Way East. Joe, you're going back to Lincoln Way East.
Yes, going back.
Very interesting, obviously. We still do not know officially what's going on with Mr. Jonas Williams. Nope. All we can tell you is what we were told last Thursday was that he was planning and ready to play this week, but that was a week ago, so who knows? some injury issues, Joe. So one way or another, you've got a story tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
And Saturday, 2 o'clock kickoff, 16 seed Joliet Catholic, and it sounds so weird to say and read. They are on the road at Glenwood in lovely Chatham, Illinois. That is a 2 o'clock kickoff. So if you do not make the trip down, by all means, give us a listen, and you can catch the game here on Saturday. Joe?
Yes, sir.
You know what? Who cares about the poll? Don't even worry about it.
All right.
We're going to leave it aside. 815-254-7300. If you would like to call and join us, we have an opening in this segment. We have an opening at the very tail end of the show in the 7 o'clock hour. So again, we are going to have guests. Jake Jaworski from Joliet Catholic will join us. Steve Susi from Friday Night Lights. Willie Hayes from Lamont in the 7 o'clock hour. Dan Staccata, 7 o'clock hour, Plainfield East. Probably getting the buses loaded up for Plainfield East, Joe.
Yeah, they're going to have to leave early. Yes, sir.
No doubt about it. And again, love for you to call us, 815-254-7300. Joe, anything jump out at you bracket-wise? I know that we have 13 teams remaining in our area, 4 in 8A, 2 and 7, 2 and 6, 2 and 5, 2 and 4, 1 and 2, Joe.
Well, the one thing that jumps out to me right away is in our area, we're going to have 2 repeat games.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Oswego East at Bolingbrook and Sandburg and Lockport. That absolutely jumps right out to me, right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll go out to the phone lines. Joining us is our good friend Greg from Tinley Park. Hello, Greg.
Hello, guys.
Hey, good seeing you last week.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, what's your concern going into this week, sir?
Well, you just mentioned about Williams, so I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
But I was wondering, what about Jacob Alexander? And then I saw Blaze LaVista go out of the game last week. He was on crutches at halftime. Do you know anything about what was happening there?
Well, I know that the Alexander is going to play.
Okay.
LaVista kid did something to his ACL.
It was not good.
It was not good from what
I
Edgy,
saw it happen.
Edgy was right down there, Greg, and I don't know. He might be done for the year. I'm not going to say that, but I know he won't probably not play tomorrow night.
I mean, if Jonas plays, obviously it's huge, but the loss of Blaze LaVista, if that is the case, that is also pretty big.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, they have some other good receivers, the kid named Cathorn and a few of the other ones. I think the receivers are their strong point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no doubt about it. LaVista, when I saw him, you know, he caught a touchdown. And then he got hurt.
Yep.
Boy, oh, boy. You know?
Yep.
What are you going to do? I got another question, too.
Sure.
I was looking at the 7A, and I'm thinking, how does Lincoln Way Central at 8-1 wind up? What were they, an 8 or a 9 seed? But then I looked at the bracket. And
Yeah,
holy
that's why.
cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
Boy, it's
Greg,
loaded.
one of the developments I thought was pretty interesting was, Joe, we talked a little bit like early on about 7A and just kind of like,
Yep.
Tell you what, 7A is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, there's some really good teams there.
There are.
Well, you gotta love that Central and West are separated. If they play us in the state title game, which Greg, I think you'd be okay with.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. You know, I see they got a possibility of playing St. Rita in the second round. But they'd have to go to St. Rita, right?
I will tell you this, Greg, and I know you love when I step out on a limb. St. Rita's going to win that game. That game against Rockford Guilford. Don't even worry about it. You should put your focus on St. Rita, and that game would be played at St. Rita.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's not too far away. I could drive over there.
Yeah, I had a chance. I saw them early in the year, and again, they're better than the record indicates. You know, you look at their losses, and they're to Mount Carmel, and they're to some other powers, Brother Rice.
Yeah.
Very typical Rita team. Run first. They can do play action. Got a good running back. The quarterback's a multi-year starter, Joe and Greg. So that would be a very difficult opponent to run into, no question.
Yeah. And one more question.
Yeah.
Does Whitney Young have any chance against Palatine?
No.
No.
No, you, Greg, you, me, Joe, and 8 fat kids could possibly beat that team.
You know, this public league stuff in the playoffs, it just gets to the. I remember.
Well, here's something, Greg. Greg, I'm gonna blow your mind here a little bit, okay? And I want you to come from it from this angle. If it wasn't for the Chicago Public League, Joliet Catholic would not be in the playoffs. Now, I don't know how that makes you feel as a Lincoln Way fan, but they are the reason. Well, they are the direct reason why 4 and 5 teams are getting in the field. That's why.
Yeah.
And that's because of
well,
that.
I mean, Joliet Catholic, they bring it on themselves with the schedules that they play.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure.
But I'm of the school that if you are a 4 and 5 and you play the schedule that they play, I think they should be in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I agree totally.
I agree.
They play a good brand of football, and I remember a couple of years ago I saw Lincoln East play Lincoln Park, and I thought their sophomore team could beat Lincoln Park.
Oh, I know.
It's such a mismatch.
And
I think that.
And Greg, these are the better of the public league teams. There's a level or two also playing that is just god awful.
Yes.
All right, hey, we're gonna let you go, pal. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, Greg.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
You got it. Back out to the phone lines. Bob joining us. Hello, Bob.
What's up?
How are you?
I heard you thought I was missing last
We
week.
did. We were going to call Will County Sheriffs and everything to hunt you down.
Really?
Yeah.
They would have never found me anyway.
Were you sweating a little bit on Saturday, or were you confident you were going to get in?
I thought we'd get in with the teams that we played, with the points and that.
Yep.
No, we play such a big schedule compared to a lot of other schools do.
You've always got to be concerned going on the road and playing in someone else's home, especially pretty far away from you guys are at. But I don't know, Bob. I think if you ask a couple guys in this room, they might like your chances Saturday.
Yes.
Well, I think it's going to be a close game. Probably won't be no more than a touchdown in between us.
They're good. They are not your prototypical kind of pushover team. Colton Knadler, the quarterback, is very, very good quarterback. He's going to be a 2-year All-Stater for them. They can sling it. They've got some good skill kids. Now, again, there's a Glenwood North Central College connection where Lennon is one of the coaches at Glenwood. A couple of his sons have played at North Central College, have been monster players, and they have, I believe it's Blake is a senior as a receiver who's also very good.
Yeah, he's good too.
So they can play, but I think Bob, what will give them trouble obviously is JCA's physicality. I just don't think they say that kind of physicality during the year. We'll see.
I think it'll be a good game.
I do too.
So do I.
I do too. Don't go anywhere. Jaws will join us in about 10 minutes or so, okay?
Oh, all righty. Have a good one.
Bob.
Thanks for calling, buddy.
Right, yep. Bob drops off, leaves an open line, 815-254-7300. What's the matchup that concerns you the most?
Oh, boy. Well, of course, St. Louis and Plainfield East area.
Well, we're going to have Dan Stakala on in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll talk about his prep, getting ready to take on the Flyers on Saturday.
The other one is an 8. The other one's an 8A Minooka, Glenbrook South.
Yeah.
That one is up in the air as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, they have a really good quarterback. Bonavicchio, yeah, very, very, very good quarterback. He's done a really nice job for them the last couple of years. Joe, it just kind of comes down to the same things with Minooka all year. Can they put up enough points when they need to, and can that defense continue to play lights out? Because, Joe, without that defense, they wouldn't be in the playoffs.
No, that's why I wrote down in my notes, defense has got to come through for them.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
This gets into a high-scoring game. It's not going to be good.
We'll get into that in a little bit for sure, but no, I'm glad you brought that one up too. All right, we'll go out to the phone lines. Joining us is Joe. Hello, Joe. Wow, like air traffic control. Joe, you with us? We don't have Joe with us.
This is Alex Acevedo, though.
Oh, Alex!
We always got room for you,
my
dude.
guy. How you doing, Alex?
How are you guys doing? I'm doing great.
Good.
Hey guys, you guys were MIA on me last week. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, we were talking to ourselves in the parking lot at Lincoln East, so you could come over.
Right.
I tell you what, Ed, you look great on TV. I know you probably were up there in the limousine ride.
Oh, yeah. Oh, champagne in the back, Alex. Yeah, him and Susie.
You should see how we arrived today. That's like an everyday thing. You know that, man. So, your thoughts on the draw, your thoughts on the brackets.
The two teams I worried about, Nazareth, East St. Louis.
Yep.
I think Bradley got a great draw. I really did.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Where they're seated. Hey, Joe, I didn't get to talk to you. What do you think of the Boilermakers live?
I tell you, I was very impressed. But the two brothers are electric. I mean, and the quarterback has got I think a very good quarterback. That screen pass he threw right before halftime, he was on the right hash. I told Edgy, he's on the right hash and threw it on a clothesline to the one brother, and he went 90 yards for a touchdown. I mean, it was an unbelievable pass, and a pitch, and one guy missed him, and he was gone after that. But the two brothers really, really impressed me a lot. They are electric, Alex. They are very. I tell you what, Bradley's a team to watch out for. I really believe that.
Yeah,
those Edmond brothers, man, they're
good. They are very good.
See that talent at Bradley.
Ellis Johnson's had a really nice year at quarterback too, by the way.
He stays poised. He's calm in the pocket, doesn't panic. He's a great quarterback, really is. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, and you're right. Their draw is really good. I mean, potentially St. Lawrence in the second round, they will beat Oakland.
Yep.
You know who else is Calvin Cole, the nephew of Mike Cole.
Yeah, we talked about him last week.
Yeah, he's a good player too. Yes.
I mean, when you talk about a football player, like John Gruden says, a Gruden grinder, that's Calvin Cole.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is that guy. He's all over the field, linebacker, tight end, fullback. He does a little bit of everything. I mean, it's just a well put together team, I'll tell you.
It is.
So when you're planning it out, Quincy is not the Quincy of the last couple of years. They're just not. The offense is nowhere near what it was the last couple of years ago. I think Crete will handle them pretty easily.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Dunlap comes out against Pigskin. I think you run into Crete probably in the quarter.
Yes.
I think St. Lawrence over Oakland. What do you think about that one?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I looked at their schedule, and I'm like, I think it's St. Lawrence taking them.
Yep.
All right, hey, pal, we got a break, so we'll let you go, but thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
Good to hear from you. Good to hear you guys.
All right, buddy. Bye.
All right, Alex drops off, and Alex Acevedo, one of our regulars, definitely one of our regular streamers, so great to hear from him, and we're going to step aside and take a break. If you are on hold waiting to get in, unfortunately, we've got to take a break, and then we've got a guest coming up, so appreciate you hanging in there. We'll try to get phones open maybe around 7:05 or so, but we're going to step aside and take a break. This is the Week 10 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
This is State Farm Agent John Wright. The smell of football is in the air, and the countdown to lifting championship trophies has begun. My award-winning team and I know the championship feeling, having supported high school football and local community events for over 30 years. If you want to know what it's like to be insured by the right team that is second to none, call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052. Like a good neighbor, the John Wright team will be there when you need us.
In a world where apples are ordinary, one candy shop dares to cover them in rivers of creamy homemade caramel.
Oh my gosh, that's not an apple. That's a caramel-coated miracle.
Is this heaven? No, it's Dan's Homemade Candies. Back for the season with their famous caramel apples. Juicy, farm-fresh apples, hand-dipped daily in Dan's rich, creamy caramel. Then choose your destiny. Classic caramel, chocolate-covered, packed with nuts, or dipped in decadent dark chocolate.
Wait, you're telling me I can get all of that right now?
Oh, say less. Let's do Dan's Homemade Candies. These caramel apples are here for a limited time only. Find Dan's Homemade Candies at 1003 Plainfield Road in Joliet, downtown Joliet at 229 East Cass Street, or online at danshomemadecandies.com.
Save me a dark chocolate one!
Dan's Homemade Candies. Your caramel apple upgraded.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Insulate your home and save on energy costs. Owens Corning Pink Foamular insulation panels are moisture resistant and can be used anywhere, including walls, attics, and basements. Foamular insulation panels are available in multiple sizes to fit your project. Visit Menards.com to shop all foam board insulation. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards. Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it. Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
And welcome back. It is the Week 10 edition. Pigskin preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with Coach Joe Rodegaro. Donovan spinning the dials. And Joe?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what we're getting from the peanut gallery, shall we?
All right.
We have, again, if you're watching on the live stream on YouTube, you can go to EDGYTIM channel. You can find us right there live every week. We stream the show there, and it's nice, little interaction off the DMs. Let's go out there a little bit, Joe. Here's the first one.
All right.
I'm not even going to attempt that handle. Can Lincoln Way Central make it all the way this year? Joe, that's a very important question we will leave in your capable hands.
All right. Well, I think they'll take care of Revis right off the bat. Then they'll play, again, as you talked about before, Edge, a very good St. Rita team. Again, I think if they get by that game,
that'll be a really good game.
That's going to be a good game. I know Richards has had a great team. I don't think they're as good as that. I know you're going to go watch that game, so we'll get that out. Percy's a decent team. Then as we go down Glenbard East,
Glenbard East is a kind of a sneaky team because they come out of the Upstate 8 and people kind of poo-poo on the Upstate 8, but John Walters does a nice job. That's a sneaky team right there, Joe.
And Batavia's there, but that's not the Batavia team that took out.
A lot of people still taking them.
Yeah,
far, which
not the same.
We'll see.
Be careful of Glenbard North, though. I've watched them on tape a little bit.
Physical.
They're
always
big
play
and
great
physical
defense,
stuff.
and they run the ball a lot.
But my faith relies on their head coach.
Yeah.
Dave Woodburn.
No doubt.
Defensively, he will make schemes that the only team to really kind of stop Bradley Bourbonnais, I know it was 28 to 21 at the end, was Lincoln Way Central.
Yep.
And I think they've got a good chance. If they can get by St. Rita, I'm going to pick them to go to the semifinals, and then from there, you never know what will happen.
Will Smith asks, why do people add an R to Cawthon? That's a good question because, Will, I've spelled it wrong about a half dozen or more times. So, I don't know. Just, I guess, Will, to answer your question, people are stupid. I don't know. That's all I can say, really. I can't add much more.
You sound like Harry Doyle now.
Yeah. Forget it. No one's listening anyway. Our friend Weather on the Go. Weather on the Go always has a lot to say, Joe.
Okay.
Joe, Coal City versus Sterling is intriguing. Yes, it is.
Coal City by 2 touchdowns at least.
Okay. You heard it from the man right here, Coach Joe. And Weather, I don't like your picks in the area. So I'm just going to tell you that. We're going to put them out there in a second. Don't like it at all. Very negative. I don't know where you come with this negativity.
Negative ways. Your negative ways.
weather ought to go a little busy out there. He's asking about a half dozen questions, dude. Come on now.
Because there's no games tonight. That's why.
I know. Everyone's sitting at home and no games on. Hey, Don, why don't you try to, we'll reach out and try to get a hold of Jake Jaworski. Jake needed a couple minutes, so we will try to connect with him. In the meantime, Joe.
There was another question on there about Crete and Bradley Bourbonnais.
Yeah.
I'll take Bradley Bourbonnais.
Yeah, we'll see.
You've seen Crete. I have not.
I haven't seen him this year. Okay. I didn't get a chance to get out there.
Their stadium is very nice over at Crete now. I mean, it is.
Have you seen the rest of the facilities they've done? They've done everything.
I know. I drive by there every time
softball.
I go to Crown Point to visit my son and his family.
Like I said, there's not a school that needed it.
Oh gosh, no.
And they're going to benefit more than Crete will. There is no doubt in my mind.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
So, again, appreciate you guys out there watching.
Yes.
Again, really good numbers tonight, so that's awesome to see. And we'll go back out. Joe, let's go out to the phone lines. And the latest member of the Joliet Catholic Hall of Fame, Joe.
Congratulations,
Jaws. Congrats, Jaws.
Hey, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, you got in. So walk us through that process Friday going into Saturday. What were you guys relatively confident it was happening, or did you have some questions, or fill us in?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we approached last week like it was our first playoff game. The only problem is if you usually you win and you move on in the playoffs, right? Well, we kind of walked off the field. Obviously super excited, to get a win in week 9, against Providence and whatnot. But you kind of had like a weird feeling, just some unknown. Like was this the last time we were going to walk off the field? And kind of the idea going in was just, hey, give us a chance. Give us a chance by getting that 4th win, and we'll kind of see what happens. I know like last year, the last couple of years, they've talked about 4 and 5, and then you get to week 8, week 9, and that like list and number and the need for a 4 and 5 kind of dissipates or whatever. But we felt with the strength of schedule and the playoff points that if there were some that were needed, we'd kind of be right up at the top, and luckily things fell our way.
Jaws, I want to apologize to you for the bad information I sent you. You'll know the reason why when we get Susie on. I didn't realize it until I asked him the question why you were put there instead of another team. But as the term says, a chip in a chair and you're ready to go. And Friday I know it was a little hectic toward the end of the game, but a couple observations I had. The improvement of the offensive line from week 1 when I saw you guys to week 9, night and day as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Coach Dietmar has done a great job, and the rest of our offensive coaches just kind of, I think just the offense in general, just some consistency with guys in the lineup, guys kind of growing as the season went on, and trying to figure out kind of like our identity, figure out kind of who we were offensively, kind of really starting over on the offensive line outside of senior Connor Ahoy. Nobody had any varsity experience, even some of our skill guys. And, our coaches, Coach Boyder, Coach Slow, and Coach Ziesmer, they really did a good job of finding some ways to get us going, And, definitely that line up front. Friday night, we had our best rushing output of the season, and hopefully we can carry that going forward.
I was really impressed with when was the process with putting Palmetto back running the football?
I think that's kind of me loving physical running backs.
Right. Yeah. Kind of. He was my MVP, believe me, of the game.
Oh, I mean, the amount of plays he played, in a high level game like that, to carry the ball 18 times and to play middle linebacker against the power run team, in Providence. But yeah, just a throwback type football player. But it's a guy that we got a couple other guys that have a little bit more speed and try to get him out in some space a little bit. But Derek's kind of a little bit of a hammer back there, and we probably should have gotten to that a little bit earlier in the year, but with some of the injuries that we had, kind of shuffled the deck a little bit. And as we got some guys back healthy and we got some of our depth back, and kind of you're back against the wall too. Okay, let's see what we got here, and I think that's also helped our offensive line as well.
Health-wise, Jaws. How are things going into round one?
You know, I mean, through a grueling schedule, you know, we got banged up. We were down 4 starters by halftime of week 1, you know, and then we kind of battled back, and we got guys healthy again, and then, you know, we lost some depth pieces along the way with a broken foot, done for the year, and then, you know, we had a couple guys banged up last week that have been a little bit light in practice, but took running around today, so, you know, as good as expected at this time of year. You know, everybody's banged up. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Taking a look at your opponent this week, I think you got to really start at the quarterback with Colton Knadler.
Yeah, he's a good player. You know, they're good across the board. You know, it seems like it's doing some research. Some of these guys have been 3-year starters down there for them, and kind of building towards this year. But yeah, kind of things go through him, and you know, he can throw the ball. He can really use his legs too. They really haven't. It doesn't seem like they ask him to do that a ton, but when they hit it, you know, they kind of go to it. You know, and they run the ball well. And they got some big play receivers. So you know, we got to be prepared for a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I tell you what, and I've told Joe this and some others, it's a great game day atmosphere there for sure.
Yeah, you know, they play. We had their film against Sacred Heart. Just
when they run down the hill and everything, it's neat.
Yeah, it looked like you know, great crowd. You know, and people kind of standing in the end zones and whatnot. So it should be a cool environment.
Yeah, you know, again, you know, home cooking and everything aside.
Yeah, be careful of that too.
And I've said this for a long time, Jaws. That Springfield area reminds me very much of this area from a media coverage standpoint, from a fan standpoint. It's really a good area for high school football. It really is.
Yeah, you know, we've kind of ran into Sacred Heart, you know, throughout the years, and you know, through film exchange, you know, Glenwood's always one of their top opponents. So although we haven't really played Glenwood, you know, I feel like we've seen them on film, you know, over the years because of Sacred Heart Griffin, you know, and I know obviously they took care of Rochester, took care of Sacred Heart, you know, this year. So, you know, they're going to be a formidable opponent for sure.
Jones, I'm not going to get on the referees from Friday night. I promised I would not do that stuff anymore this year, and I think I've bit my tongue a few times. When the referee called the pushing on you guys when Palmetto went in for the touchdown, and when he threw the flag, I said, right, they're going to get him for, I said, the tush push. But then again, when you guys held Providence at the goal line, they tried the same thing on 3rd down, and you saw the pushing, and nothing happened. Did the referee explain to you why you got the penalty and they didn't?
No, there was really no explanation. You know, one of the things, there was a fumble on the play too, so I don't know if that kind of maybe took away or took their eyes away from some of that action. But no, there was no discussion on that.
Okay, because that's the only time all year I have seen that penalty thrown. I know it's a rule in that, but that's the first time I've seen it in 9 weeks was last Friday night.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen it called in a game, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, there's always one. You always get that one where you stretch your head. I know that we used to joke all the time about, they sent the memos out about the sideline warnings. You're going to get that in the first round every time. You can.
No, I got one of those last week.
Yeah, you're going to get another one. You know what? I feel very confident saying you're going to get another one on Saturday. Okay?
Nah. I'll be on my best behavior.
Okay. Okay. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah, right. He's got to act accordingly.
Oh, is there a decorum for that, Joe?
Oh, there is. Well, when Jaws gets inducted, he gets a piece of paper, and he'll have to read the rules.
Right. and then he'll have to head right back over to St. Ray's to go work.
Work the popcorn machine. Yeah, yes, of course.
All right, pal. We appreciate your time as always. I know it's a crazy week, but believe me, we could not be more thrilled that you're in this playoff field. And go do what you do.
Yeah,
okay?
Good luck, Jaws.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, I'm happy for our kids. You know, kind of, you know, just really for them, for the coaches. You know, after the first couple of weeks, you know, we faced a lot of adversity and it wasn't real easy to kind of fold and kind of to finish the season 4-2 and give ourselves a chance. You know, we're excited. You know, we're extremely fortunate to get another, you know, week together and you know, go out on Saturday and compete and see what happens.
All right.
Good luck again, Jaws.
Yep. Good luck, Jaws.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
You can hear it here on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, on the Odyssey app, and, well, you know, several other locations. Joe?
And you know, I give not only the coaching staff, but the kids a lot of credit. like Joe said, after the first 2 weeks or maybe after the first 5 weeks, a lot of white noise out there. And those guys just went out every day, worked hard at it every day, and the reward is getting you got to go away this first one to get into the playoffs. And
Will Smith, not the Fresh Prince, but Will Smith, our viewer, brings up a really good point that I want to mention. Have you ever seen a worse seed for a number one seed than what Glenwood got?
No.
Seriously.
No, that's exactly right.
You draw 15-time state champion Joliet Catholic in the first round, and then your reward if you win, you get to go to East St. Louis and take on the Flyers, who, by the way, blew your doors off last year to knock you out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the playoffs.
Yeah. Welcome to this.
Oh, Will Smith knows how much I love geographic seeding.
Yes.
Oh, I love it so much.
Terrible.
Yeah. We got about a minute here. I'm getting asked all kinds of questions. Joe, we need an assistant to come in here and work for us. This is way too much. Weather on the Go asked me like 27 questions, and now he's saying, okay, you didn't get to my main question. Okay, it's a 2-hour show, Weather, okay? Would you watch Dixon at Montini if Dixon... Look, don't lock me into attending games. I'm not playing that game. But would I there? Probably. Most likely. I haven't been to Montini in a while. Actually, the last time I was at Montini was when they hosted Dixon a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was a monster game. So, yes, Weather. Odds are I probably would wind up there because it'd be a great game. So, there you go. All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go out to the phone lines. You might know him from Friday Night Drive. We know him as the Wizard of Kankakee. His name is Steve Soucy. He will join us. I think he just woke up, Joe.
Well, he deserves a little sleep.
He does, and he will join us when we return. You are listening to the Week 10 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
It's football season, ladies and gentlemen, and that means game time. And just like your favorite team, you need the right defense. At the Drew Mormon State Farm Agency, located in Lamont and proudly serving the surrounding areas, we've got your back. From auto, home to life insurance, my team and I will help you make the winning play. And that's saving money while protecting what matters most. So don't wait for the fourth quarter. Switch today. Call the Drew Mormon Agency at 708-799-8020.
That's a really cute costume for Emma. I've been looking online at costumes. Geesh, those prices are scary. Makes me nervous because we have much bigger expenses coming up, like our furnace. It's not working right.
Oh, we called Roscoe's Heating and Cooling when we needed a new heating and cooling system. I thought it was going to be a nightmare, but pricing was much better than I expected.
Really? That's encouraging.
Yep. Roscoe's has 3 options for financing that were really helpful. We chose the plan that was right for us. And it ended up that the monthly payments were so easy to afford, it's actually our lowest monthly payment.
Sounds like they're all about doing what's best for homeowners.
Absolutely. They're such nice people, too. Definitely call before Halloween, though. They said they had special financing that disappears on October 31st.
I better call Roscoe's before this deal vanishes.
Exactly. Go online, ROUSCULPS.com. That's ROUSCULPS.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
You're invited to come in and kickstart your holiday shopping at Macy's on Saturday the 1st.
Join us for a day full of styling how-tos, festive fashion events, free giveaways, and so much more. Even better, it's all happening during our Friends and Family sale, so you can take 30% off top designers that rarely go on sale, plus 15% off beauty, too. Don't miss the fun this Saturday at Macy's. More at Macys.com/events. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Pigskin Preview with Edgy and Rod on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and on Alexa.
And welcome back. It is the Week 10 edition. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the state playoffs are here. You're listening to Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodriguero, Donovan spinning the dials and working the phones. And Joe?
Yes, sir.
Oh, in a moment, we are going to go out to someone I got to spend the night with.
Oh, really?
Saturday. Wow, come on now, Joe.
Hey.
Watch it there.
I watched my
Spent
stuff.
some quality time with my friend, Mr. Susi, and we did a little thing on statewide TV and did our dance and then went home.
Two handsome men.
Yeah, you couldn't pack enough handsome into that show, honestly.
Not at all.
Ridiculous. But
I just love watching you two guys in suits.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, could it be any more uncomfortable?
Yeah, I bet not.
All right, out to the phone lines joining us. He just woke up, Joe.
All right, sweet.
The Wizard of Kankakee, Mr. Steve Susi. Hello, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Well, we survived another playoff pairing.
It was touch and go there for a little while, though, wasn't it?
So I'll share a story with you that happened behind the scenes Saturday night. Okay.
Yep.
So Steve and I Steve drives out to my house, and then I'm driving down. The studios, WCIU is located 25 North Halsted, so it's downtown, right off the expressway. So we drive down. Of course, we get hit massive traffic on 57 going up. Of course, Saturday at 3, 4 o'clock. Always something going on in that damn thing. But anyway, we walk in the door, and the people, Chris Jackson, our producer, and Matt Troha, they meet us at the door, and Chris goes, "Hey guys, glad you're here. Just want to let you know, all the power's out in Bloomington. We've got nothing from the IHSA, and we might not have a show." Okay, well,
sweet.
That's a nice way to start off our day. And as Steve said, folks, we almost had the hour show of me and Seuss talking about things basically using Seuss's projections.
Yes.
That's what you were going to get for an hour.
Boy, if that would have happened,
it would have been the greatest geek football show in the history of football.
I totally agree, but you realize how many people would be panicking to be like, there's nuclear holocaust out there. People be jumping out of buildings for crying out loud. Nobody could get the real brackets.
I have a theory that I floated out there. Steve, you know my theory, that I thought possibly the Roxana Liberated Army took over the IHSA headquarters, but no, they did not. We got the brackets, and Steve, we made it happen.
Yes.
I want to say at about 6:45 when I went over to a couple people and said, guys, just at this point, just let me do it.
He kept saying, just let me use my. Let's use my brackets.
Yes.
We'll get it done.
We'll get it done.
I was 100% on board.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and Steve would never toot his own horn. He should more often, but he doesn't. But I will tell you that Joe, he was exceptional this time around with his projections. And Steve, explain the ones that you didn't get. There's a pretty good thought reasoning behind it. What is that?
Well, there are several scenarios where you get into this where you just simply, no matter how much you think and look at it, there's no way to break the tie. The way that the IHSA claims that they do it is a random number generator that assigns when you have 2 teams tied or 3 teams tied. In the case of, a couple of seeds in 5A, there's no way to break the tie between Prairie Ridge and Belvedere North by using conventional methods. So that was selected by a random number generator. So that was essentially what is a coin flip. So it's hard for me to project coin flips. So those were the majority of the situations where I missed pairings. That was that situation. But, I did give myself a little smile, a little pat on the back. As soon as we got the two-way pairings, I overlaid them on my sheet of paper, and it was a perfect match.
Yep.
That wasn't the only place that happened, but there were a couple of other classes, like I said, that I got burned by not being able to effectively predict a coin flip. So
can you also explain to people, because I think a lot of people either didn't get this or it went past them, how you had to eventually determine who was getting in the field between Perspectives and Marist?
Well, I mean, the first two tiebreakers are fairly common to people. They are, the playoff points, which are the wins of the teams that you played on your schedule. The second tiebreaker is the wins of the teams that you played that you beat. So in the case of Marist and it's Urban Prep Bronzeville actually that was in the tie. But in the case of those first two stages were correct. The third tiebreaker is how many playoff teams did you play? They both played 6. All right. Then the fourth tiebreaker is, how many wins did those playoff teams amass? And then you look at that, and it was the same once again. And then the fifth one is, how many of those playoff teams did you beat? Also the same.
So you're down to 5 so far. Keep going.
And then finally you get to the sixth tiebreaker, and is how many points did you allow against the playoff teams that you played? And that finally broke the tie, got Urban Prep Bronzeville into the playoff field, and left Marist out as Team 257.
Unreal. Joe, I have a solution for that. And I also have a solution for the 4 and 5 teams. It's very simple. You ready?
Win 5 games?
Nope. Play what they do in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah.
You have the tournament before the tournament. The play-in games, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
So, Steve, do you remember off the top of your head the 4 and 5s that got in?
Yes. Shepherd, Joliet Catholic, Loyola, Edwardsville, and then the last one, Urban Prep Bronzeville.
Okay, so we play on Wednesday. We bring the Wednesday game back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We bring the Wednesday back, Joe. Play-in game, and then they have to play Saturday.
Yeah.
There you go. You're welcome, IHSA. You're very welcome. Go ahead.
And Steve, when I talked to you after the show, when when you and Edgy were back at the limo and enjoying champagne and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I asked you the question about Joliet Catholic and Shepherd, and you just rifled through what happened to Marist in Urban Prep Bronzeville, where Shepherd had one more point or whatever against the teams that beat them or that they beat or whatever, playoff points.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest problem for Joliet Catholic and why they lost that tiebreaker and they're the 16 seed rather than the 15 seed is that second tiebreaker is number of wins of the teams that you beat. And when you only beat 4 teams, that's a pretty short list. Yeah. And then when one of the teams on that list had no wins, which is the case of De La Salle. So basically what it comes down to is, you get to that second tiebreaker. It helped that Providence had 6 wins, but then it hurt that that De La Salle had none.
Right.
So I mean, you're basically looking at a pretty average number for Providence in that, for Joliet Catholic in that second tiebreaker. And while Shepherd didn't have anybody on their schedule that they beat that had 6 wins, every one of their teams that they beat had at least 2.
Yeah. Right.
So when it breaks down in that situation, that's how they ended up beating them out for the 15-16 type of seed. So instead of going to Bradley Bourbonnais, that is why they are going to Glenwood.
Right. What's your favorite bracket? What jumps out at you?
I think the one that I think has the most interesting games right out of the box, I think it's 7A. I think that's the one that has a lot of seeds that are like in that 10 to 15 to 10 to 20 range that we know are good football teams.
Batavia.
They took a couple of I mean, I look at, Batavia's a good example of that.
North.
Downers North. There's even a first-round game with Downers North and Prospect. I think that's a really interesting 15-18 game. Yep. It's just that I feel like you go all the way down that bracket and you look at a lot of those teams. That Carmel Normal Community game, that is a good football game that, in most years you would expect to see maybe second, third round, and we're getting it right out of the gate. So I just think, while I think that's I do think Brother Rice is the favorite in that class, I think there are a lot of teams that, that are ready to mix it up, if you will.
And I think you're with me on this one. That wasn't the case. I didn't have that feeling 3-4 weeks ago about 7.
No, I didn't. And there are also a lot of interesting questions in 7 too. It's like, how healthy is Owen Landsu at Downers Grove North, and can Carmel keep this hot streak up? It's just like, they're playing really, really well, and just you kind of look at that bracket, and it's just like, well, maybe these guys could make a run, and then you actually look at the bracket and go, oh no, they're going to get that in the second round? It's hard to pick a dark horse in that class because there's just so many teams.
Yes.
And it's just like, I don't think anybody has what I would consider to be an easy road. There are some that I like better than others, but it seems like there's so many teams that are of quality that it feels like pretty quickly you're going to run into somebody that is going to give you a big test.
Steve, what is your least favorite bracket, and why is it 5A?
Well, I'm glad you finished the sentence for me. It is 5A, and there are lots of reasons for that. The first one being, I'll go to the mountaintop on this one. When you have those clusters of public league teams like they have in that bracket, it's not good. We're guaranteed to get, and not just a public league team, because if this was a Morgan Park, or this was
Morgan Park is a terrible seed. They're hosting St. Francis,
right?
And the other 4 public league teams are fighting it out to get to the quarter. So
and I don't mean to throw any shade at these programs. I know they're putting out their best effort, but they are not as the other teams in the field. They're just not. There's going to be a finalist. And that's always kind of been my problem with kind of the way that we do these things. And we talked about this at great length, you and I, Edgy. All wins aren't created equal, and in this system they are. So it's like that's one of my knocks on it, is that there's no modifier for this. It's like, some of these teams that are seated, 4th, 5th, 6th, and you see it in the upper classifications too. They shouldn't be seated that high. They just shouldn't. There's a lot. It's not just my opinion. There's a lot of data to back up that fact in my mind from previous playoffs. And it's just, no, that's not where they should be.
As far as I know, we rushed through. By the way, just in case people were wondering, we didn't start getting brackets, Steve. I think we said it was 6:45.
We got the first one at 6:45. We got the 1A bracket at 6:45. We got the 8A bracket at 7:15.
Yeah, so it was Joe, we had it was like the speed round trying to figure out brackets. We had to come up with a state champion. Would you change any of your picks now that you've had a week or so to digest these and look them over?
I don't think so. And I think we had talked about this as well. For me, this experience is about getting an answer key.
Right.
I've been looking at this so long that I think my projections, even if they're a little bit off, are still going to give me a snapshot of what I'm probably going to see on Pairings Night. And all I'm waiting for on Pairings Night is confirmation of those facts. And very rarely do I get a bracket that I look at and go, why does this look like this? I know why maybe this seed is the 9 and this seed is the 10. I know. So in my mind beforehand, I go, okay, this could be the 9 and 10, or this could be the 9 and 10. And how does this bracket look either way? Because that's how much time I spend with them. So I knew. So for me, no. I think I had the same thought process that I had at 7:45 on Saturday that I had at 7:45 or 7:45 in the morning. It didn't change.
Steve, I'm going to go down to 2A because, of course, we have Wilmington and Seneca there, and that's going to. There are some at top bracket. The North bracket is absolutely loaded with teams that all could make it through, and
I love that potential second round.
Yeah, the second Wilmington. Yes, that's Seneca and Wilmington, but you got Taylor Rock Ridge up there. You got the Tri-Valley team. You got El Paso Gridley. You got Newman Catholic, Farmington, and Aurora. All those. I think the games next week are going to be awesome in 2A.
Yeah, I do too. And I think one of the things I was thinking about, like after the fact, it didn't occur to me at the time, but this is the most interesting fact to me, especially with 2A North. You talk about all those undefeated teams, and then you've got a outstanding 8-1 team there, Wilmington, sitting there in the 5 seed hole. And if you really start to think about it, you break it down. If the bracket falls a certain way, Wilmington may have the opportunity to beat 4 consecutive undefeated teams in winning a state championship.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't even know how to look that up. I'm not sure that's ever been done before.
No, I doubt it.
So if the bracket falls a certain way and all of those undefeated teams continue to win and an undefeated team comes out of the South bracket, after round 1, every single one of their opponents could potentially be an undefeated team. And I think that's fascinating if that possibility plays to fruition.
Steve, I know you mentioned this on Saturday night. You said there were 28 undefeated teams in the field. I think you said 18 are in 1 and 2A. Was that the correct number?
It's 26 and 17. Those are the accurate numbers. Yeah.
Okay. But in a really large amount in the smaller classes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, overwhelming. And I mean, you look at like some of these situations in some of the lower brackets. It's like, I mean, you look at 6 and 3 teams getting home games in 5 and 6A. That happened in several instances. We had fields where there's 1 undefeated team. Like, I mean, it starts with 8A. We've got 1 undefeated team. That's it.
Yep.
So, you know, and I know these kinds of things have happened before, but it seemed like there was a real big loss of undefeated teams in the larger schools. We just don't have that.
Steve, I got to cut you off. We got ABC News at the top of the hour. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Zeus.
Thanks. All righty, bye.
All right, you're listening to Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk Sports. We'll be back after the ABC News.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports, WJOL, Joliet. Your home for Will County's news, talk, and sports. We're 1340 WJOL.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. As the government shutdown drags on and air traffic controllers are being forced to work without pay, the number of sick calls are increasing. In Orlando, delays growing this evening. There are a limited number of controllers, but at times they'll only be able to handle 10 planes an hour.
There are staffing problems as well for controllers in Southern California tonight. Newark, Dallas, Denver, and Las Vegas.
ABC's Alex Stone. More effects of the government shutdown. As of Saturday, there'll be no funding for SNAP food benefits. The Houston Food Bank is now feeding government workers. Dominique Anderson was laid off in the shutdown.
When I first started working with the FDA, I really thought that was the best career move. Honestly, this has been devastating.
The storm that blanketed the Northeast had repercussions across the country today. A cold front brought heavy rains and strong winds to an area stretching from Virginia to Maine. It triggered coastal flood warnings and advisories and wind advisories. ABC's Whit Johnson at New York's LaGuardia Airport.
High winds rocking the Philly area. The system bringing flooding in coastal areas from New York to North Carolina's Outer Banks, where multiple vacant homes have collapsed into the ocean just this week.
Abby Zwerner, the Virginia teacher shot by her first grade student in 2023, testifying today in her lawsuit against the school district. Zwerner says school officials ignored warnings that the child may have had a gun.
She is seeking $40 million after she was shot by the 6-year-old, naming the assistant principal in this lawsuit, Ebony Parker, claiming that Ms. Parker ignored multiple warnings that this child may have had a gun in his backpack hours before the shooting. The child's mother, meanwhile, Daisha Taylor, has already been sentenced to 2 years in prison on charges related to this shooting.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert. In the Middle East, Israel says it's now in possession of 2 coffins with remains believed to belong to 2 more hostages. You're listening to ABC News.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was.
I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
As the temperature drops and illnesses start to rise, the time to get a yearly flu shot is now. The incoming chair of the American Medical Association, Dr. Lachey Ujahi, tells ABC News some are especially vulnerable.
Those who are particularly at risk for complications from the flu or very young children, pregnant women, those with medical complications like diabetes, heart disease, and those who are 65 years or older. So get vaccinated to protect your loved ones and for yourself as well.
A Trump-appointed judge offering commendations for 2 former prosecutors in the wake of their suspensions during a criminal case involving a former January 6th defendant. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
The 2 suspended prosecutors sat alongside other spectators watching the proceedings from the back of the courtroom. Their suspension came after the 2 prosecutors submitted a sentencing recommendation following the conviction of defendant Taylor Toronto on threat and firearms charges. Earlier this year, he was among those pardoned for his part in the January 6th attack, which the prosecutors wrote in their memo was committed by a mob of rioters. Following their suspension, their replacements resubmitted the memo without that phrase.
Chatbot website Character AI says it will no longer allow children under 18 to engage with its platform after a string of lawsuits accuse the site of contributing to mental health issues, including suicide amongst teens. The company saying, "We do think that it's the right thing to do given the questions that have been raised about how teens interact with new technology." Dave Packer, ABC News.
This is the Let's Revitalize Our Neighborhoods commitment. This is the roll up our sleeves and pitch in commitment. This is Busey, where our commitment to strengthen our communities is a top priority. Through energetic, engaged volunteers, through monetary support, community leadership, and advocacy. Because Busey is more than a bank that does well, we're a bank that does good. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth, since 1868. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
And welcome back. It is hour number 2 of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News, Talk, Sports. EDGYTIM, maybe Coach Joe, and Donovan is joining the show. Oh, wait, Donovan has not joined the show. Coach Joe is back. I believe, Joe, they call that a kangaroo court fine?
Well, I thought it was ABC News. That went pretty quick then.
Yeah, very light news day. So I am looking forward, and Donovan, you can come in next week because there will be a baked good brought in to cover Joe's kangaroo court fine. So get working, Deb. Get going.
I think it's time for some pizza, though.
Yeah, we're due.
It's time for pizza.
We'll have pizza night next week. Mm-hmm. This edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Drew Mormon in Lamont. Like a good neighbor, Joe?
State Farm is there.
And Drew Mormon, I'm waiting for that soup day invite, okay?
I want that.
Looked really good, Joe.
Okay.
This edition, every edition, we already did that. Broadcast schedule is as follows: 6:05 Friday Night Lights with Evan. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock kickoff, Stevenson hosting Lincoln Way East. We will talk about that game in a little while. Saturday, 2 o'clock, Joliet Catholic at Glenwood. You can hear that game right here on 1340 WJOL. Joe?
Yes, sir.
Go out to the phone lines. We will be joined by the one, the only.
My guy.
Mr. Willie Hayes. Hello, sir.
How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing fine. How are you? How'd the week go?
Good. Yeah, really good. So, just grinding away with practice and making sure we're staying healthy, and of course, getting our Halloween plans done for the boys. So it's been a hectic week.
Okay, we'll see what kind of a dad. We'll see what kind of a dad you are.
Hold on.
Yes,
I love how Willie said we. I know it's all Al.
That's where I was going.
Oh, he's 100.
Willie doesn't do. Yeah. Willie, what he does is he'll get the 3 boys. Hey, what kind of candy do you got? and then he'll
Willie, are you the dad that goes raiding their buckets?
Of course he is.
Yeah, I might be. You know, when they go to bed, I might sneak a couple candies here and there. But yeah, just a touch. So.
Poor Alex, she has to referee that too. I just feel sorry for that woman, Willie. I feel bad for her.
So here's my question: Do we know what the boys are going as tomorrow?
Oh, of course.
What is it? Let's see.
William is going to be Spider-Man.
Sweet.
My man Bo is going to be Iron Man, and then Cam is the Hulk. So I got a bunch of superheroes in my house.
Yeah, you sure do. We know what you guys have been watching for a while.
And we know who the biggest superstar is in that family.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. She's holding the fort down, that's for sure.
Yes.
So, yep.
Fill us in on the draw. Was it something that you expected? I know that you have a staff full of bracketologists in your building, so were they able to figure it out, or was it a surprise at all that you drew Kankakee?
Yeah, no. I mean, we've been following Suchi's picks and projections, for a couple weeks. So they were one of the schools that we kind of had on our mind that we thought we'd draw, and it ended up working out that way. And I think we're excited for the challenge. I think our kids they've had a great week of practice. They've been focused. They've done their film study and kind of taken in some of the new installs that we're going to do this week. So yeah, I think we're up for the challenge here. So,
Willie, I don't know if I saw a couple things about their quarterback Turner, who's a tremendous athlete, and that team does have speed, but he was hurt last week, and defensively, do you practice for him, or do you say, well, we might think he's going to be out because he got hurt that bad, and go with the second guy, or how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, so we were watching film. We saw he went down in the Creek game, and we've been doing research and hearing different things about whether he's going to play or not. But we've been prepping for both, to be honest with you. Yeah. So it's something that I'm a firm believer on. It's the playoffs. If the kid's, I'm sure he's a tough kid. He'll gut it out, and if he doesn't, we've got to be prepared for something else. So we've been doing a little bit of both. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were kind of going through some of the things we've seen on film with him playing quarterback, and then today we were kind of talking about some things that they might do differently if he wasn't playing. So yeah, our coaching staff has done a really good job of kind of doing their homework and understanding what they're trying to accomplish offensively. So we've been definitely prepping for both, and we'll find out on Saturday. So
yeah,
we're excited for it.
He's the main dude for that team, but they've got also three guys, I believe, over 200 yards. They run the ball pretty well too.
Yes, they do. They're extremely talented. There's no doubt about it. They've got weapons all over the place, So I think he's definitely, like you said, he's the guy that kind of makes them go. He's one of those dual threat kids where I think he's got an extremely accurate, but like he uses his legs. He's dangerous when he gets outside of the pocket. So, they got kids that can play. There's no doubt about it. So we got our hands full defensively, but I think we've had a good week of practice. I think we've got a good game plan for Saturday. So I think, we're going to get after it a little bit.
Boys, I was given this word of advice many, many years ago by a very wise man. Never doubt the healing powers of a 17-year-old football player.
Yeah, amen to that.
Because I have seen, Joe, I have seen miracles in front of my eyes. Kids that you thought were never coming back out on that field, and all of a sudden, bam, there they are, and he's scooting 80 yards down the sidelines for a touchdown. So, you just get ready. Willie will be ready for everything. He'll be ready if one of his boys ends up playing quarterback for Kankakee. He'll be ready for it.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
that's something
Go ahead, Willie.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I was just going to say that's something I kind of take pride in, is just making sure we do our homework and making sure we understand what we're trying to accomplish as well as what they're trying to accomplish for sure. So.
How'd the week go overall? Happy with it? And then health-wise, where are you at now?
Yeah, believe it or not, last year we were, we had guys banged up and injured and out for the season. And right now, knock on wood, we're extremely healthy. So, we're going to be able to rock and roll this weekend. We're practicing tomorrow morning. We're going to do our run-through. The kids do not have school, but we have a teacher's institute. They wanted to come in and get it done in the morning, so that's what we're going to do, and then we're taking off at 11:30, 11:45 on Saturday, and hopefully getting down there by 1 and doing our thing down there. But practice has been really good. I think our kids have been focused. You know, we had it last 2 weeks. It's been tough for us. We got beat pretty bad by Richards, and last Friday was a battle with Oak Forest, a really good Oak Forest team. And you know, you always go in to the playoff week after 2 losses, hoping that the kids aren't getting down on themselves, or the chemistry is still there. And I was super proud of our kids on Monday. They showed up and they were ready to get to work, and that's something we've been preaching. So I was extremely proud of how they've kind of responded this week and taking care of business.
Is that the hardest thing as a coach is trying to, and I'm sure it's just as equally hard for you, but trying to instill into those kids that you got to have a short memory. You really do.
Definitely, and it comes with the program. We've been successful for so long and had so many undefeated seasons or 1 or 2 loss seasons, and to go 5-4, it's one of those things where you're worried that they're going to beat themselves up about. And we've been preaching to them about, hey, just one game at a time, one play at a time, and continue to just show up and do what we ask and work. And I've been proud of how they've responded. So I think that's definitely it's always a tough thing to kind of do as a coach, is to kind of get a gauge on how they are mentally. And you obviously see how sometimes they get beat up physically, but it's the mental piece that you want to make sure that you're keeping them in the right mindset. And I think, our staff does a really good job of it, but as well as our players being able to respond and do what they're supposed to do.
Walk us through the routine Saturday. Is it kind of a meal and then a workout, or how are you guys going to handle this? I mean, fortunately, you don't have to go too far.
Right, yeah. We're gonna take the hour and 15 bus ride, hour and a half, maybe at the longest. We're gonna get down there. I always like to be 2 hours before a game.
Yep.
We'll do our tapings. We usually do a short special team segment, and then we'll get right into stretching. Our final dress, we'll do a segment called Circle of Excellence, where our kids kind of talk about some of their goals for the game and what they need to focus on, and then we'll kind of take the field. But I'm gonna try to keep them off their feet, all day Friday, and then we'll bring them in on Saturday, and then get on the bus and rock and roll. So, luckily this is. We're not taking my first year, we had to travel down to East St. Louis.
Yeah.
That was a great welcome experience. And then last year we made the trip down to Bloomington. So, I mean, this is a little bit shorter ride, but we're going to kind of treat it as a normal Friday. So.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, appreciate your time.
Good luck, Willie.
I know how busy you are. And,
thanks, guys.
And leave enough candy for the kids.
Yeah,
okay?
Tell your beautiful wife Coach Rod said hello.
Seriously.
Yeah. I will. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Willie. Good luck, buddy.
All right,
thanks. Bye-bye.
Willie Hayes, head coach of Lamont, joining us. And Joe, good thing we have Alex Acevedo on the short phone, because he's given us some very valuable information.
That's why I like that guy.
Not giving away any trade secrets, but he mentioned Cedric Terrell, who I've seen play a couple of times. He is a terrific athlete. So, Joe, there's not going to be a huge drop-off at that quarterback position. And that's saying something, because Philip Turner is a really good quarterback.
Yeah, I've seen him on tape. I actually watched a little bit of tape of Kankakee, and much like the rest of these teams that are playing in our area, I did a lot of homework and watched some of these teams play that had stuff, on max preps. And I watched a couple games and saw what they ran offensively and defensively. So, but I know I was impressed with Kankakee also. I mean, that young man Turner can. He's just athletic.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just athletic.
Hey, let's go through some of the other area games.
All right.
We'll work our way 8A down. 8A, Stevenson at Lincoln Way East again. We all know what the main question is going into that. Who's playing? Who's healthy? Joe, if they're somewhat healthy, I think they'll be okay here.
Yes.
But, I mean, even from an emotional standpoint and a momentum standpoint, you got to see number 13 come out there and play.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I just, Mr. Lefevre, the backup is okay as a sophomore, but he's no Jonas Williams right now.
One of the multiple replay games, again, which drives me insane in the playoffs. That's for another day. Oswego East at Bolingbrook. Joe, what do you think?
All right.
This is a different Bolingbrook team.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. Oswego East has lost their last 2 games. Bolingbrook had big-time struggles the first couple games.
Yep.
They are absolutely on a roll, and their quarterback, Tyson Ward, the dual threat. I mean, Bolingbrook came from last place to first place in that conference, Southwest Prairie West champions.
Minooka, I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
And I just think Bolingbrook's got a good shot to go a decent ways in this tournament.
Yeah, I do too. Minooka at Glenbrook South, again, very solid team coming out of the Central Suburban South Conference. But Joe, it's got to be a Minooka pace game.
Yep.
They've got to be able to run the football. Chase Nerdick has got to get going and have a big game.
I agree.
Defensively, you've got to limit what Glenbard South can do. And when Minooka's playing defense like they are and they can get enough points, Joe, the magic number seems to be 14. They get 14 points, they end up winning a game. And
14 to 17, that's what I got down here too. 14 to 17 points.
Yep.
And yeah, they do not need a shootout here. So
glad that's what you said. I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Only you swear.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
But yeah, I like Minooka's chances here. I really do.
I'll tell you another school whose chances I like, Joe. I like the Lockport Porter's chances in this playoff.
Yeah, I know.
I like where they're at right now.
Yes, Lockport's healthy, and I know that was a big problem going in.
Yeah.
You know, with Metcher and Miller, the dual quarterback can run the ball, can throw the ball. Miller, who I love as a running back.
Betnitis is back healthy.
Yes.
You can bring him in at running back if you need him.
Right.
You know, there's some positive. They've got some positive mojo going their way. Odds are you're going to play home at Flossmoor in round 2, so that's 2 conference opponents that you played the first 2 rounds.
Yes.
It sets up, and then, like I said, Barrington most likely coming out of there.
Right.
They're a very good team, but Joe, you just don't know. And the way George and that program plays defense, I think they find a way to scrap it with Barrington, and I give them a real shot there.
So do I. I really do.
7A. Revis at Lincoln Way Central. Love Tim Cesada. Did a great job. A couple of stops he's had, and he's done a great job at Revis. Joe, this is too much of a task for Revis to beat Lincoln Way Central at home.
I totally agree. I know they got a running back, Nehemiah Rogers, I guess is pretty good, but as I said about Dave Woodburn, he'll scheme something defensively, and this defense of his has been stellar all year long.
Yep.
And the defense wins championship. You got to score points, and I understand that, but their defense is really outstanding.
I like the draw, especially the early draw for Lincoln Way West. They open Lincoln Park. They're fine. They'll play Kenwood in round 2. Kenwood, much improved team. What they're going to see from Lincoln Park, I still think West can get that quarterfinal. My guess. Flip a coin between Glenbard West and Downers North.
Yes.
The winner of that is going to be pretty tough. All right, step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go out to the phone lines and, talk to Dan Stakala, gets Plainfield East into the playoffs in his first years. But, wow, that's a doozy of an opponent.
Yep.
You're listening to Week 10 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Okay, some good news during a challenging time for everybody, and this could really help. You may know hundreds of thousands of people have already made the switch to MediShare, which is the affordable alternative to health insurance. And with so many people looking at how they're paying for health care right now, seeing premiums going up and the cost of health care, MediShare has a special offer, and a lot of people are taking advantage of it. Just apply by October 31st, and they'll waive your new member fee. You're saving $100 right off the bat. That's just the start, obviously. The typical family saves up to $500 a month after making the switch. And MediShare is a Christian community that shared more than $9 billion in medical bills over the years. It's worked beautifully for decades. I'll give you the number here in a second. If you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings too. Here it is. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
It's football season, ladies and gentlemen, and that means game time. And just like your favorite team, you need the right defense. At the Drew Mormon State Farm Agency, located in Lamont and proudly serving the surrounding areas, we've got your back. From auto, home to life insurance, my team and I will help you make the winning play. And that's saving money while protecting what matters most. So don't wait for the fourth quarter. Switch today. Call the Drew Mormon Agency at 708-799-8020.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Okay, some good news during a challenging time for everybody, and this could really help. You may know hundreds of thousands of people have already made the switch to MediShare, which is the affordable alternative to health insurance. And with so many people looking at how they're paying for health care right now, seeing premiums going up and the cost of health care, MediShare has a special offer, and a lot of people are taking advantage of it. Just apply by October 31st, and they'll waive your new member fee. You're saving $100 right off the bat. That's just the start, obviously. The typical family saves up to $500 a month after making the switch. And MediShare is a Christian community that shared more than $9 billion in medical bills over the years. It's worked beautifully for decades. I'll give you the number here in a second. If you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings too. Here it is. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Stock up with big fall savings at Menards. Winterize with RV and Marine antifreeze and automotive antifreeze on sale now. Save big on an 8-pack of 100-watt or 12-pack of 60-watt LED light bulbs. Protect your home and family with great sale prices on select security lights and smoke alarms. Plus, stay warm with a fantastic selection of space heater. Check out Menards' weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Miller Lite presents your Chicago football game day headquarters, Bedrock Shorewood. Join Miller Lite this Sunday for a Chicago football away game watch party at Bedrock Shorewood with the official Chicago drumline, mascot, DJ K-Funk, along with prizes and giveaways too. The party starts at 11 a.m. as Chicago travels to Cincinnati with $2 Miller Lite and Coors Light draft pints. And all of the game day action on over 25 flat screens. Bedrock Shorewood, 700 West Jefferson Street, online at bedrockspar.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-945-5577. 800-945-5577.
This is State Farm Agent John Wright. I'm a multiple-time winner of the Reader's Choice for one of the best insurance agents in the area. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect gift for your special someone. It feels real good to make the right insurance decision, too. The John Wright Insurance Agency is right here in Joliet to help you select the right protection at the right price. With me, State Farm Agent John Wright, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call me when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fall is here, the leaves are falling, and so are your out-of-pocket costs. If you've already met your insurance deductible, now is the perfect time to take care of those foot and ankle issues you've been putting off. At Bailey Foot and Ankle Specialists, their experienced doctors treat everything from sports injuries and heel pain to bunions and ingrown toenails and everything in between. And by scheduling now, you can save money while getting back to enjoying the season pain-free. Don't wait until next year when deductibles reset. Book your appointment now and save. Bailey Foot and Ankle Specialists has 2 locations, 135th and Route 59 in Plainfield, and their new location off of Plainfield Road across from Prairie Point Park at 84 Templeton Drive in Oswego. They know you're busy. Dr. Bailey and his team make it easy with evening and weekend appointments. Plus, you can easily book your appointment online and do what's best for your schedule at BaileyFootandAnkle.com. Take advantage of your benefits, take care of your feet, and step into the season with comfort. Book your appointment now at BaileyFootandAnkle.com.
Pigskin Preview with Edgy and Rod on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and on Alexa.
And welcome back. It is the Week 10 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodriguero. Donovan behind spinning the dials and working the phones. And Joe, we were talking off air a little bit, and just a little shout out. Friday, I got a chance to go out to Peoria and watch Peoria take on Normal Community. Got a chance to see renovated Peoria Stadium for the first time. And Joe, I'm telling you, blown away with how
I wouldn't recognize it.
Oh, not at all. and they did a top-notch job of renovating like literally everything there. And they built a dome, a practice, like a bubble, right next to it.
Wow.
And that's supposed to open the dome is actually up. They're supposed to open it, I think, by January. But I mean, just kudos to them, and could be happier for them. Again, we mentioned Creed earlier. Another community that really deserves it is that Peoria area for sure.
Yes. A lot of teams. I don't know how many teams actually play. There's quite a few teams.
Now it's only Peoria and Manual.
Okay.
There used to be Richwoods used to play there. Now the word is there's more talking about it, so we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, just a great job, and appreciate everyone at Peoria. Got treated really well there, which I appreciate. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. Joining us is the head man in charge, Joe. His first year, he gets his Bengals into the state playoff.
Yes.
Dan Staccata joining us, and Dan, are you packing the bus yet, or are you going to wait a little while before you leave?
We're going to wait a little bit while. We're going to head out tomorrow morning.
So fill us in. We'd love to know the agenda.
Yeah, so tomorrow we got our guys coming in. Still treating it early morning like a normal school day. Then we're going to head out right around 10 o'clock. Hit the road. Get out there, get to the locker room, get everything packed up. Midpoint, stop, get some lunch, move around, keep driving some more afterwards, and then get ready for a football game.
So is the midpoint a trade secret, or you can't reveal it, or can you?
Oh, I mean, I could. Yeah, we're going to stop at Lincoln.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, good middle point for sure.
Yeah.
What I want to know is was there discussion between Friday and Saturday, and why did you decide and they decide on Friday night?
There was a little brief discussion, but ultimately just chose that Friday was going to be a best fit, just between both parties, and then ultimately just keeping up with, playing under Friday and making that standard as opposed to playing on Saturday.
Yeah, I get it. Everyone, and Dan, the things we've learned, and Joe, you know this over the years, everyone tries to have the perfect way and the perfect system, and no one does.
Yeah, nobody has a perfect system, Dan. No.
So fill us in. I mean, playoff pairing night, you kind of knew you guys were going to be in. Did you guys have any idea that this is who you're going to draw in the first round?
I mean, ultimately, when we were entering the playoffs, we were just kind of wondering, waiting to see what Friday night will look like still Saturday morning, but ultimately kind of, I'm not going to say new, but we had an idea, and ultimately just as soon as we saw our names just pop up, I mean, it was just another opportunity to play some more football, so I think that's something that we're more excited about, knowing that this group here never played in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, just knowing that, it's another opportunity to keep playing. Then obviously who you get paired with is just something that we can't control, but yet at the end of the day, it's still another football game, whether we want to say who the opponent is, but, still got to go out there and treat it as an opportunity to keep getting better, keep playing football. 0-0 everybody now after the postseason, right? Regular season doesn't matter anymore.
Dan, first of all, congratulations on making the playoffs and getting to your team to 6-3 and winning your side of the conference and all the good things that go with that. And I had a question down here, and you maybe answered a little bit too. And I know East St. Louis is everybody's pick, and they are a tremendous team. But I think you said it best. You're a chance to play one more week. It's the experience that these kids get, no matter what happens tomorrow night. That the experience of going to the playoff will maybe, and energize the guys that are juniors and sophomores and freshmen that are going to play for you next year to maybe go another step and get to a second or third round or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, ultimately, just looking at the pairings and then just seeing what we could do. It's another growing point, but at the end of the day, I think our guys are just excited. One of the things that we just talked about and preached since I've gotten here was everybody's written us off. So ultimately, see, us as a program that just hasn't earned the respect that we deserve, and all that means is just, hey, we got to keep playing football and keep proving everybody wrong. I think we're tagged as a team that was going to finish one of the bottom teams in our conference. And here we are, proving everybody wrong. That's something that we just got to keep doing and then just keep burning everybody, and that's what we'll do.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And Joe mentioned those younger guys, and how many call-ups did you bring up?
Not too many, honestly. We've been sticking with our group just because that's what we've been seeing. That's been our success. So didn't call up too many guys. I want to say maybe right around a handful of 5, 6 guys, just to get them some of the experience and get them ready to see what they look like in a varsity game. So they played a little bit in that last regular season game, but ultimately sticking to our crew. What's worked with us the entire season, let's finish out with what we started.
I gotta imagine for your staff, it's it's just time to crank it up. And if that doesn't get you excited, and playing that type of opponent doesn't get you excited, you might want to find a new line. Because, I gotta imagine they got to be excited what they can put together and try to find some things that'll hopefully counteract what they do.
Absolutely, everybody here is excited. We just look at it as like this is what everybody asks for, right? If you're not in it to play the best teams, then you're looking at the wrong sport. Just not a competitor at all. So everybody says, hey, they're whatever they are. The 8th seed who they deserve to be. Doesn't matter. We just look at it. That's who we're facing, and for us to be the opportunity to face, this good of a team, I think that showcases what our guys can potentially do, and whatever happens, happens, right?
Yeah.
We've done all that we've done this week, practice, game plan. Now it's just time to execute tomorrow.
Fill us in. Fill your fan base in. What is it about East St. Louis? What do they do? What concerns you about execution-wise, what they're able to do on the field?
I think the biggest thing that just what people see, obviously, is what the media presents, right? So everybody sees that. Everybody sees the social media posts. So obviously with what our players do and our students and our fan base, that's the first thing that attracts them, right? So us, I want to say not older guys, but, I'll count myself as one of the older guys, right? We don't really pay attention to the media. We don't pay attention to what social media posts out there. We just look at it. It's okay. The way we study game film, we're just going to see who's their key playmakers, what do they do well, what do they do wrong, because at the end of the day, right, every football team has weak points, every football team has strong points. So all we have to do is just make sure that we execute and hit on those weak points and make sure we do our job. So when we do that and we look at whoever the opponent is, whoever the opponent is, as in this case, East St. Louis, I just try to tell them, take it as any other week, right? Now it just means more. Now your season is on the line. You got to go out there and just want it more. At the end of the day, every team can be beat. That's why they're in the spot that they're in, right? They have 3 losses. Obviously, we're not going to go too much into details about that, but we're seeded against them. Every team can be beat. We all bleed the same. You got to go out there and play football.
Good for you guys.
I think one of the more pressing questions I have right now is, did Aaron Bailey finally get a raise or no?
It's funny. I actually told him that I knew for sure you're going to bring that up. And I told him one day it'll happen, but right now, due to the constraints, I'm going to say that it'll have to happen next season.
There you go.
But he definitely deserves it. Everybody on that staff deserves it just for the overall turnaround that we had in this program.
What'd you do pairing night? I think we talked a little bit about it. Did you end up doing anything, or how'd you guys handle it?
Yeah, we went to the school, watched in the auditorium, ordered some food, had the parents come by, and just hung out. Just honestly had these kids experience something that they never have. And then for some of these younger guys, just see, hey, this is something that we got to keep doing. Make this a new tradition at Plainfield East.
There you go.
Yeah, you really. You have to play this up, because as you well know, this doesn't happen every year. This doesn't happen every day, and you gotta learn. And Joe, we've learned that through life.
Yep.
You gotta enjoy those wins when you get them, because they're not going to come around sometimes, and that's good to see. There's no doubt you need to do that. As far as going into Friday and you make the trip down there, have you ever made that type of a trip with a team, whether you're playing or coaching, or is this kind of your first experience with kind of this long of travel?
So it's been pretty much a year, since I was at St. Francis, right? So we've made trips to like Ann Arbor. So we've made those road trips 4 hours, 5 hours. So for me, I've done this the last couple of years. For our guys, it's obviously going to be a totally new experience. But for anybody, right? Whether you're, a college athlete, but just traveling 5 hours, 4.5 hours, that's a bit of a commute, just hanging out on that bus, regardless of whatever the case may be.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. But again, and Joe, we talk about this all the time. I love to hear how people handle it because I'm going to tell you right now, Dan, everybody does it differently.
Yes,
there is no
do.
set game plan that works. I tell the story all the time about Tim Doherty when he was at Edwardsville. Highly successful coach down there for years, and I still talk to him. He's out in Arizona now as an OC. And he would, much like East St. Louis playing you guys on Friday, they would come up because obviously, look, I mean, they're used to traveling. It's part of being in that conference. He would come up purposely on Fridays. And I'd ask him, I go, did you really consider it? Did you ever, think about, maybe doing it Saturday? He goes, Edge, look, I want to get it in and get done and get out of there and get back home. I don't want to change our routine. And if that means, I didn't want to go into a Saturday game if I could absolutely help it. We're used to playing on Friday night, so darn it, we're going to do everything we can to play on Friday night. And honestly, I saw it firsthand. They played Mount Carmel at Gately. The moment they were done, they're on the bus. They're going back. He had like pizzas and stuff lined up for them. It's amazing how well they got at handling that. So again, Coach, it's all in the mind. It really is.
It really sure is.
It really is. Hey, we're going to let you go. Appreciate you taking time. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck,
Go
Dan.
get him again. Playfield East on the road at East St. Louis at the 7 o'clock kickoff at Clyde Jordan Stadium. By the way, I think your kids are going to be pretty impressed with that stadium. Really nice facility at East St. Louis. They really do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fun one regardless. We're out here competing, another chance at playoffs. But thanks for having me, guys. Thank you, for allowing me to talk and just bringing Plainfield East some attention.
Yep.
Yes.
You got it, pal. Have a good one.
Good luck
Best
again,
of luck.
Dan. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Dan Sakata joins us from Plainfield East. Good for him, Joe.
Yeah, he's treating it the right way. Yeah, I mean, we got to play St. Louis. We're going to go down. No, it's totally opposite of that.
Yep.
As long as.
So here's part of the issue, and we got a minute before we go to break, and then we have an open 15 minutes. So if you want to call and chime in, we're glad to have you. The seating has to start to take into effect strength of schedule. You have to. Because look at the 3 losses for East St. Louis. Bergen, IMG Academy, and then who's the other one they lost to? They lost to another nationally ranked team. So they played 3 nationally ranked teams. Look, I don't know how you equate that from an out-of-state standpoint, but, Joe, you need to. You really need to.
Yes.
There's no way they should be an 8 seed.
No,
Not at all.
No way.
So I don't know how you handle it. But, again, you play who's in front of you, Coach.
That's exactly right.
All right.
No matter who it is.
We're going to step aside. When we come back, we will open up the phone lines, talk about anything you want playoff-wise. This is the Week 10 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Tim Kerfin presents House Talk, Monday mornings at 9:05. Real estate, mortgage rates, how to get a house ready to sell, what inspectors are looking for that could trip you up. Tim and his crew will help you navigate through the process of buying or selling the biggest investment you'll make in your life. House Talk, Monday mornings at 9:05, here on 1340 WJOL.com and on Alexa.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. A message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
In a world where apples are ordinary, one candy shop dares to cover them in rivers of creamy homemade caramel.
Oh my gosh, that's not an apple. That's a caramel-coated miracle.
Is this heaven? No, it's Dan's homemade candies. Back for the season with their famous caramel apples. Juicy, farm-fresh apples, hand-dipped daily in Dan's rich, creamy caramel. Then choose your your destiny. Classic caramel, chocolate covered, packed with nuts, or dipped in decadent dark chocolate.
Wait, you're telling me I can get all of that right now?
Oh, say less. Let's do Dan's homemade candies. These caramel apples are here for a limited time only. Find Dan's homemade candies at 1003 Plainfield Road in Joliet, downtown Joliet at 229 East Cass Street, or online at danshomemadecandies.com.
Bring me a dark chocolate one.
Dan's Homemade Candies, your caramel apple, upgraded.
Tonight, shut off the video games, turn off the smartphones, and unplug the tablet.
What? Hey!
Because tonight, you're gonna take the family bowling.
I didn't know I could have this much fun without plugging something in. Echo Lanes and Crossfire Laser Tag in Morris is committed to providing family-friendly fun at affordable prices. Every Tuesday is Quarter Mania. Bowling, shoes, and pop are just $1 each. Fries are 50 cents, and hot dogs are just $1 after your $7.50 cover charge. Every Thursday, Laser Tag is $5 per session, and bowling is 2 games for $6. Come back on Sunday for just $6.50 per game. Echo Lanes and Crossfire Laser Tag at the junction of Routes 47 and Route 6 in Morris. Open every Monday at 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Sunday at noon. Schedule a birthday party or work outing now. Dates are filling up fast. Birthday party packages are available online at EchoBowlingLanes.com. Stop in and book today or call 815-942-2640 for more information. EchoBowlingLanes.com.
Keeping you comfortable in your home all year round is our first priority. Hi, this is Rick Cranholm, president of Johansson & Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. We also like to prevent emergency issues from ever happening. No one wants a broken furnace on the coldest night of the year or an air conditioning that gives up on the hottest day. That's why more and more Johansson & Anderson customers are taking advantage of our Comfort Club. Your furnace and AC are scheduled and checked before their season, kind of like a regular dental appointment. And we keep your whole system in top running condition all year long. Of course, if some emergency does happen, our Comfort Club members get priority service and discounted repairs, even if it is the hottest day of the year. If your family's home needs heating and air conditioning, call the name you can trust for 75 years, Johansson & Anderson. Call J&A today, sleep tight tonight. Johansson & Anderson, a York certified comfort expert.
Providing comfort all year round. Johansson and Anderson.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Ultra, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Ultra helps Mike fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs, so he can wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use it directly to keep out of reach of children.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
You are listening to Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
And welcome back. It is the Week 10 edition, the playoff edition, if you will, of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodriguero, Donovan spinning the dials, and this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by our tremendous State Farm agents, John Wright in Joliet and Drew Mormon in Lamont, like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
Broadcast schedule is as follows. If I can find it. That's questionable. Joe, where are you at tomorrow?
All right, tomorrow night at 6:05, Friday Night Lights, the pregame show.
Best in the state.
Best in the state. And at 7 o'clock, I'll be at Lincoln Way East for Lincoln Way East and Stevenson.
A big storyline everybody wants to follow tomorrow.
Yes, I'm very interested in that myself. And then on Saturday, Joliet Catholic is at Glenwood. The game will be on WJOL at 2 o'clock.
Want to talk playoffs? Join us, 815-254-7300. We're plenty of people DMing us all night. Appreciate that for sure. Let me see what we got out there. Oh, good to see Matt Now. Matt Now must be lost tonight. No game, Joe.
I know. There's nothing else to do.
All right, we got one. We got a good one here. What is the hottest team in our area right now, Joe? I think I brought her. Lockport.
Lockport, Bolingbrook also too.
Yeah, those two for sure. And I like both seeds. I really like Lockport, where they're at. Let's keep going. We stopped halfway through 7. I mentioned Lincoln Park. Lincoln Way West will be fine against Lincoln Park. They should get a win out of there. I liked West side of the bracket better than Lincoln Way Central. Obviously, Lincoln Way Central with the win, they're going to run into Chicago St. Rita. Very tough match. Two offensive, Joe, very similar styles.
Yes.
They both want to run the football, both pretty physical. That would be a really good second-round game.
But you know what? If Lincoln Way Central can get past St. Rita,
it looks really nice.
They're going to get to a semifinal.
I'm going to be at Edwardsville at Richards tomorrow night, and I get a nice early kickoff, so I might stop and get dinner somewhere.
Well, all right.
Kind of the plan, but yeah, I agree. And then we mentioned Lincoln Way West plays Lincoln Park, then they play the winner. It'll be Kenwood.
Right.
That game would be at Lincoln Way West again, so they would get a second home game. Then things get a little more interesting.
Yes, it does.
But we will see.
Yep.
6A, Joliet Catholic at Glenwood, Joe. I know we've gone back and forth on this one a little bit.
I think the Hilltoppers have a chance. I really do. I just think the physicality. I think the way the offensive line, we talked to Jaws, I was very impressed with the offensive line. With Derek Palmetto in the backfield, that creates something that I did not see in the first week, or you saw at Glenbard West possibly.
Yep.
Defensively, they got to shore up the secondary. They got to do some things. Get to the quarterback, not let him out of the pocket.
Yeah, because that could be a problem. They've got a really good quarterback.
Yeah, yes.
Plainfield East at East St. Louis. Come on, we'll give Coach some built bulletin board material. We can add on to everyone else. You got to take East St. Louis at home.
Yes, I do.
You do. But so that is it for the area in 6A, 5A, Joe, Lamont at Kankakee. As we talked about, uncertainty on the starting quarterback, but Kankakee's got a lot of athletes.
They sure do. And as Alex said to us, the backup, Cedric Terrell, backup the last 3 years.
Really good
he's
player.
Pretty good too. You said he was a really good player there.
Yep.
But I don't know. There's something about. I'm just going to give Willie a chance here. I'm going to pick them over Kankakee.
Springfield at Providence. Providence fans, I can tell you, they have a pretty good quarterback.
Scheffler?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep, very good. Bryce, I believe it's Bryce or Broden Scheffler, but Scheffler's his last name. Good-sized kid, 6'2", 180, can throw it pretty well. Defensively, they're in trouble against Providence.
And
the big
the physicality.
That's going to be a huge difference.
That offensive line. I mean, I don't think Springfield hasn't seen an offensive line like that all year. I just don't see this.
Yep.
See this happening, but that's why I'm picking Providence to go a long way in 5A.
I playoff pairing night, I picked them to win 5A.
Yep.
So 4A, Sterling at Coal City. I think, Joe, we're high on Coal City. Got a ton of respect for Jonathan Schlemmer in Sterling. Very good program, traditional power. Just not their level of team this year for what they're usually used to, Joe. Last couple of years, it's just been very mediocre for Sterling, which is rare.
Yeah, they got a quarterback. Berlin, I believe, is his last name. Pretty decent. They got a running back, a Shipman, but they run kind of 3 guys. They run a spread type offense, but Coal City again too strong at 7-2. Connor Henline, he can throw it. Natashot, the running back.
Yep.
And their run and pass are pretty balanced for the year, and I know defensively they're very good too.
Yeah, no doubt. So again, it's interesting second round matchup potentially with Dixon, and you've got Montini at the top of that bracket in 4, which is pretty dangerous.
Yes.
What Morris team's going to show up, Joe?
Well, I think the Morris football club is going to be chewing at the bit to get out there.
I would think so.
After 7 turnovers in the loss there, and really they got beat 38-26. It wasn't like they got beat 38-7 or 45-7. They will be ready. Alan Thorson, and the staff and those kids will be ready to play. And, you know, Woodstock, I don't think beat a team with a winning record all year.
You know what the best part of this game is? Morris doesn't have to go to Woodstock.
That's right.
Which they've done several times.
I was just going to say yes.
Two former conference opponents.
Yes,
so.
yes.
But yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they were.
It seemed like every time we talked to Alan, he was going to Woodstock.
He was getting on that bus.
Between Woodstock and Woodstock North, he was heading up.
Yes.
So yeah, that should be that. I like Morris here quite a bit.
Yes.
Again, if it's the Morris we saw earlier in the year.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I like him quite a bit. And then Joe, our friends at Wilmington.
Yeah, I just.
It's a real positive for them dropping to 2.
Oh,
and it's a great bracket, but they're still Wilmington.
Right, and I'm gonna actually go down there and be there for that 3 o'clock game.
Look at you supporting
Wilmington, and I mean Hamilton, West Hancock is, you know, a decent team, balanced in the run and pass. They run a wing offense also, much like Wilmington. Maybe a little bit different, but just about the same thing. I don't, like I always say about Wilmington Edge, you can see them on tape and say, hey, we should be able to do something. Until you get on that grass, until you get nose to nose with them, it's a different animal.
Is this weekend time change or the next weekend?
This weekend.
This weekend? So, it's too bad. I wish this game was like I wish the playoffs started just a week later because, you know, 3 o'clock start. Joe, maybe you can go out and feign an injury or something. We can delay it till about 4:30 when it's dark out.
Yeah.
Because the entry's so much better.
Oh, it is.
In Wilmington when it's dark out.
Yep.
We will see. All right, what is the weather on the go, Eddie? Weather on the go. Dude, try decaf, okay? It's all over the place.
Starts in 23 hours.
All right, buddy, that's pretty funny. I ain't going to lie to you. That's pretty good. Again, we got about 5 minutes here. 815-254-7300. I think the other Bob's mad at us who we didn't pick up.
Oh, come on, Bob. Give us a call.
Come on, other Bob.
Call us, Bob.
Oh, he's probably asleep by now. Did you pick winners yet or no? Are we going through picking bracket winners or what? Let's do it. We got time to kill here a little bit.
All right, hold on. I was going to give you my line about Port Byron, Riverdale, and Seneca.
What is it?
Okay.
Fire away.
Port Byron, Riverdale is going to need more than Archie and Jughead to win this game.
Nice, very nice.
I watched Seneca. Their quarterback does an outstanding job with the shell game with that offense.
Yep.
He does a tremendous job.
How fired up is Wilmington going to be next week?
Oh my.
Man.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of hits in that game, Coach Joe.
Yeah. Well, I think the couple years ago it went to double overtime, I think, at Seneca. Yep.
All right, 8A, who you got? I'll give you mine. Mount Carmel.
I got Mount Carmel.
I hate being chalky to chalk, but I'll go Maine South.
In 7A?
No, state title game.
Oh, state title game.
But you can go MC as just the winner. That's who I'd pick as well. So, but I'm playing Maine South.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in that bottom bracket that can beat them.
Nope. 7A.
Brother Rice.
Well, it's Brother Rice in the bottom, yeah.
Brother Rice, I'm going to say.
It's a little tough just because, I mean, you know, Batavia is Batavia, but.
You know what?
Batavia's got a really nice path, honestly. They have a path to the semis.
I'm going to say the winner, and we're just assuming, and I don't like to assume, the winner of the Lincoln Way Central St. Rita game is going to be in the final.
Wow. That's bold. Okay. I like it. I don't necessarily agree right now.
Okay.
But, yeah. I could see that. Did I mention that St. Rita game concerns me?
Oh, yes. Oh, no, it does.
I want to get that out there.
The winner of that game.
Outside of that, Joe, I don't disagree, and I'll have a better feel for that, especially tomorrow night after I see Richards and Evans.
Right.
So, but I don't think anyone's beating Brother Rice. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think they'll move. They'll win a state title. 6A.
Naz
in the upper bracket.
East
St. Louis in the lower bracket. East St. Louis should win, but Naz, I bet, could make it interesting.
That would be that'd be a great game.
Yep. 5A.
I'm picking Providence in the lower bracket, making it against, I'm going to say Prairie Ridge.
Yeah,
or Cherry Grove.
Peoria.
Oh, that's going to be, Peoria's down there
Peoria
too.
has the possibility of getting to Providence in the semi, I think.
I think it all depends where that game's at.
Yeah.
If it's up here in New Lenox.
Go out to the phone lines. Joining us is Nick. Hello, Nick.
What's going on, guys? Great show. First-time caller, long-time listener. So I have to say that all the time.
No problem.
Hey, question. I know you're not a big fan of the Batavia, but how far do you see Batavia going into the?
That's a good question.
It's a good question, yeah, because everyone's seeing that 12 seed and they get thrown off a little bit. But believe me, I know how misleading these seeds can be, and that's the case with Batavia. Because I thought the conference was pretty decent this year. I don't think it was fantastic, but I think it was decent. I mean, I think they can get to the semi. I really do.
Yes.
And, outside of maybe Lincoln Way Central, and then I mentioned I'm going to go see Edwardsville Richards tomorrow, so I'll get an idea on that. And St. Rita's a dark horse there.
Yes,
I think St. Rita's a real dark horse. So, Nick, to answer your question, I could see them taking on Brother Rice in the state title game.
Yeah. I mean, their defense is coming together. So yeah, let's see what happens. So it's gonna be a great night of great weekend of football. So
yeah,
yes,
have
it
fun
is.
out at your games.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Nick, for calling.
All right, guys.
All right, Nick will drop off, and don't call because we're gonna be out of here in about a minute. So,
5A we were talking about.
Yes, sir. Providence.
Yeah. Peoria be a game.
Peoria, Providence, maybe
that
semi.
would be the game make it to the final. Yeah, I agree.
And then the upper bracket. I mean, St. Francis is a team. If they can beat Morgan Park, I think they can make a run there.
I just think Prairie Ridge holds the ball.
Wait. No. I think Cherry Grove can wind up being that other team.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. All right, Joe, we're done.
We're done.
Thanks for listening, everyone. This has been Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Your home for